Good morning, and welcome to the 14th installment of my Trying to Conceive journey with Bonnie. My name is Sandra Jones-Keller, and I'm an intuitive pregnancy coach with the CCFL Global Academy. I teach new moms, pregnant moms, and wannabe moms how to have intuitive, two-way communication with their unborn, newborn babies. And so today, we are going to talk about control. Now, this is our 14th episode, so we've covered some amazing topics. And we're doing these videos to show you a different way, to show you that you do not have to be angry, frustrated, sad, or depressed about your trying to conceive journey, about your body, or about your relationship. We're taking away the blame and allowing you to anchor yourself in love, light, peace, and joy. So good morning, Bonnie.
Wow, good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. And I love how you opened this little message. I'm just so thankful to be here.
So we were talking briefly a moment ago, and we were talking about control. So say a little bit about that.
Right. Well, when I began my trying to conceive journey, I for the first month when I didn't get pregnant, I began to have self-limiting beliefs go through my mind, like, oh my gosh, something's wrong with me. And that was right away. That was the first month. And so before I met Sandra, for about a year and a half, I completely was controlling the situation, right? I was looking online, I was searching for answers, I was taking all sorts of supplements, I was just driving myself absolutely crazy. And when I first met Sandra, the first thing that she said to me, well, one of the first things she said to me was that this baby does not want to be controlled by you. And that was like an arrow that kind of went through my, oh, yeah, oh, that's the truth. I could feel it immediately. I got to let go and let God. And so it's been about 6 or 7 months now since I've been talking with Sandra, and I still haven't gotten pregnant yet. But the truth is I was still controlling, thinking that I could control it, you know, timing sex perfectly and just checking everything and making sure something wasn't wrong. And so I'm to a point now where I don't think about it very much at all, but it's like when you're on this journey and your cycle comes once a month, it's really hard to forget about it because you get a reminder every month that you're not pregnant. So this month, I'm just happy to say that I just rejoice. So it was the first month since working with Sandra that I was able to just rejoice with my body through my cycle and through every day. But there's still just like a little 10% of me that I feel like I can still control it. So I asked Sandra, can we please just talk about what does it really mean and what does it like look like to completely let go and let God kind of take over?
Wow, Bonnie, what does it look like? You know, that is something that I would love to master because, you know, I can feel when I'm trying to control things. I can feel when I want things. And the trigger is I'm not happy. The trigger is I'm thinking about it. I want it. I think I can do something different or mentalize it. And so when we talk about truly letting go, you can look at the instances in your life where you have let go and let God. And it can be something very simple. When we go to our favorite beach park, there's always a lot of people, but I set the intention that we're going to find a parking space easily and effortlessly, and then I let it go. And 9 times out of 10, we find that parking space. So look in your life and see where you have let go of control, because there are areas where you set your intention and then you do let go and you let God and you allow the universe to work it out. You allow your higher self. So you're already doing that. So first and foremost, I want you to acknowledge yourself for how far you've come.
I am very, very happy with how far I've come because I can feel the difference. And you're so right, Sandra. I learned this lesson years and years ago, and I've used it for so many, like you say, simple things. Like one time I couldn't find my passport, and I was looking, and going crazy. And then I was able to just stop and say, you know what? I completely let go and let God. I know I'm gonna run across my passport. It's gonna be, led right across my path, and everything's gonna be okay. And within 24 hours, I ran right into my passport. It was just like a beautiful thing. But when it comes to your body, I don't want. It's not about your body. It's about, because I want this particular thing so bad. And when it came to my passport, I knew that I could always go and do another application and replace my passport. So it wasn't really a big deal. But when it comes to something that you really, really, really want, like a baby, and you can't just go to the store and buy it, you actually have to let it happen. I think that's where like a blocker comes in, because you do desperately want it so badly that you can't just let it go. But I'm learning that it is a journey. It's not like, oh, I can just decide one day because I talked to Sandra, but it's a journey, and it's just working with her over a period of time and being consistently reminded.
Absolutely. It's a tool.
Meditate and whatnot.
It's a tool. And so the reason I brought up the parking space, and I love your example of the passport, is because we can tap into those moments when we did let go. And so when we tap into those moments, we have the feeling of surrender. And we know that we have the capability of surrendering. So we use those little instances to then bring us back to this moment and say, yes, I know I'm trying to conceive. Yes, I want this baby, and I'm willing to let it go. And it's a moment-by-moment, step-by-step process. See, people tend to think that, okay, I'm going to let go and let God, and that's it. Well, it's work. It's exercise. And I talk about intuition being a muscle that needs to be trained. All of these things are muscles. Surrender. If you start looking at surrender as a muscle that needs to be trained versus something that you do once and you're done with it, then you can be gentle with yourself and say, okay, look how far I've come. So my training is then in bringing myself back to this moment, back to the present, and what we talked about last week, saying thank you for this moment. And that's the process. It's a step by step. It's not like you go to the gym once and you come out looking like a bodybuilder. So you don't let go and let God once, and then it's all done. It's incremental. And you can see from whence you've come. You can see how much you've surrendered over the last 6 months. And so just think how much you're going to continue to surrender. And it's working because you're applying your tools, you're applying your intention, and you're being thankful and you're being grateful. So when we talk about letting go of control, it's a moment-by-moment, step-by-step choice. It's not something you do once. You do it, and then when you find yourself trying to control, when you find yourself trying to mentalize and hold on and push, then you say, okay, let me be grateful for this moment. Let me let go of this in this moment. And then that will take you to the next moment. And so that's how you let go of control. You do it one decision, one choice at a time.
That's very, 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 very powerful, Sandra. Thank you so much for sharing and talking to me. And I know, like, probably the first 2 or 3 months, every time we talked, I'd cry. And so you can see a physical difference in this process.
Crying is good. You had a lot of emotion built up. So once again, Bonnie, thank you for sharing your journey with the millions of women out there who are trying to conceive, because you are showing them a different way. You are walking this journey in more peace, joy, love, and fulfillment. So if you like what you hear, please press like. Share this with your friends, because there's someone out there who's looking for this information, who needs this information, and who would benefit from this information. Visit the CCFL Global Academy to find more amazing, amazing programs such as this. Sign up on my website for my free top 10 tips to developing intuitive two-way communication with your unborn, newborn baby. Once again, my name is Sandra Jones-Keller, and I thank you so much for joining us today. Bye-bye.